Support for Radio Friends comes from OsteoStrong. Improvements in bone density, strength, and power can be achieved by weekly 5-minute no-sweat sessions on their 4-spectrum machines. These isometric robotic machines safely emulate high-impact loading on different parts of the skeletal system, which stimulates activity in bone-building cells. Balance and agility can be improved by 2-minute sessions on vibration plates. Every session is supervised by a trained coach. Learn more on Facebook or call to set up a complimentary wellness assessment and session. Good morning and welcome to Radio Friends on Thursday, July the 28th. My friend ALEX LaBRUNERIE is with us from LaBrunerie Financial, and we're going to talk a little bit about the philosophy of investing.
Of investing, yeah.
What was the term you used today?
Behavioral finance.
Behavioral finance.
Which is...
And this is a trying time for a lot of people right now.
Yeah, it may be good for us to think about our behavior during making our financial decisions. And so this is sort of a realm of study that professors have developed on how we make decisions, during times of stress and anxiety, like in a market that's not doing well, like today. You were saying before we went on that people make more mistakes with investing in a down market than they do when it's well. Why is that? Well, in the last 20 years, with all this great technology we have, we can check values so quickly. And in the older days, 20 plus years ago, statements came just quarterly, and if it was bad news, then you weren't checking it every day. Right. So during these negative markets like we're seeing this year, that anxiety that one gets when they check their value of their life savings, dropping by the day, it seems, creates a lot of stress and anxiety. Yeah. I know. And we need to deal with that, or we'll make bad decisions like getting out and never getting back in, or moving things around that may or may not need to be moved around. We can make sometimes decisions. The best strategy is to just wait it out. Wait it out, and a lot of the professorial studies validate that. It's also just common sense and experience validate that. I have been doing this for a long time now, and years and years and years ago, I remember almost 35 years ago, I had a client say, "Alex, I'm not even going to look at my quarterly statement." I think it was back in the 90s when the market was down, maybe even the 80s. That's how old I am. But and I thought, well, that's a good idea. I was a kid at that time. I was young in the business, so that's a good idea. Just don't look at the statement. Well, Alex, I would tell you, my statements came yesterday from Ameritrade. It came in the mail. And I looked at the envelope and I said, you know what? I'm not going to open this up today. And I just put it aside. And I thought, am I being irresponsible or not? But I just didn't want to deal with that. I don't think we are being irresponsible because I think if it causes angst and strategy, and if we've been planning and doing our homework ourselves and with our advisor, then I think things should be pretty much on course. And I liken it to looking at an open wound and just taking the bandage off and looking at the open wound and then putting it back on. It's just going to upset you. And so let me ask you this then. So it is not irresponsible not to look at those quarterly reports when you get them. I don't think so, no. Do you feel that if things keep going the way they are, at one point we are going to turn around and we're going to see a rocket lit under the stock market and it goes back up again? Yes, and it could be 2 years, Paul. It could be 2 months. That's the thing about the market. We don't know when or how the triggering positive catalyst will take place. But why? Here's the thing that I have a hard time understanding. 1 or 2 sentences issued by the Fed or someone else, or one earnings statement can send everything into a massive nosedive. On the other hand, one statement in the other direction sends everything back up again.
It doesn't make sense to me. Is it emotions that are causing those?
Emotions. A lot of it is emotions, but some of it is reasoned. When someone very much in a powerful situation like the Fed chair makes a policy change that's positive, like maybe no more interest rate cuts at some point, whenever he says that, Jerome Powell, at some point one day he will probably say that, hopefully. Maybe it's in October of this year. Then I think that becomes one of those moments where it could be a pivot point for the bull market to come back.
Okay, this probably is not a fair question to ask you, but I will ask you anyway. History. When you look at history, is there a fair chance that before the end of the year things will turn around and we make up everything that we've lost, or is that too optimistic?
Historically, it's possible. In this event, I think it's not likely. But if it's February of next year, when we have those hard dates like January 1 or December 31st I think you're putting hard dates in such a tumultuous time that we're in, with post-COVID and inflation and trying to get our economy back together again. I think we might need to be a little more patient than that. But is it out of the question? No. And that's why we need to stay the course and have a plan. I mean, investors need to have plans before COVID, during COVID, and after COVID.
Right. And if you go and if you take everything out during a down market, you're losing. My
experience with the average investor, Paul, is that person will have a hard time getting back in the market because there's always a reason to be negative. 10 years ago, you could have been negative. You could find headlines that could be pessimistic. I think looking at that long-term plan for your family, and as family members, not to stress out, work with your partner, work with your kids to, stay calm and carry on, as the British say, and don't look at your statements if it bums you out.
All right, I think that's some good advice, and I'm going to go put those statements in the drawer for a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
And maybe one day when things start looking better, I'll open them up. All right, Alex, thank you so much for coming by. If people want more information, they can always give you a call.
Please.
And your telephone number is?
573-449-5313.
Okay, and I like the fact that you said it is possible that things could turn around this year, but if it doesn't turn around this year, at one point, it will get better.
Yes.
And are you saying that we will make up everything that we lost and even more?
Yes.
Okay. But when you look at history, that happens.
Over the long run.
Over the long run.
Yeah, not by December 31st.
Right. But. You got it. All right. Alex LaBrunerie, thank you. 573-449-5313. That's your number.
Yes.
Bowtie Friday.
Bowtie Friday. Come see us.
Drop me an email, something you'd like to hear or see. pepperp@missouri.edu. Have yourself a nice day. Bye-bye.